Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. You didn't put the little countdown. I wasn't ready.
Well, you were late, so I thought
I wasn't late.
it is, it's almost a minute past, so we're
Mhm.
definitely late. Anyway,
Well,
welcome
I was
everybody.
sitting here thinking, this is Kelly's internet not working? Do I need to
No,
text her?
no, it was working. I sent Noelle the link for this last night, and she's not used to me being so organized, so she deleted it thinking I was just testing something, and
I
so she
thought she
was
was
waiting
just
for another
testing,
link,
so that's
and
right.
I thought I was being stood up.
I
Anyway,
thought of that. I wonder if that one she sent me last night, and I thought, nah, because I've had that before where it's come through and not been the.
no, it was. I sent it last time too, and you also deleted it. But anyway, okay.
Well, you
Hi,
have to tell me,
everybody.
Kelly.
Welcome to the shift show. No, this is Knits
Hmm.
and Pieces Tuesday Knit Chat. And we could have gotten all of our arguing out of the way ahead of time, but we're here now.
Now I know. Now I know.
This is what life is like into the second year of a marriage. We celebrated our podiversary on the weekend when we recorded our next podcast. And see, now the honeymoon is over and I'm getting all this nastiness from her.
If you're going to do something
It's the
like if you're going
it's
to be organized, you need to let me know.
it's the blame game. Okay, so who we
Anyway,
are. I'm Kelly.
I'm
This is
Noelle.
my friend Noelle, and we are together, Knits and Pieces. And this is not a regularly scheduled podcast. We run those in episodes, and we are all the way up to episode 32. But this is just our virtual knitting group where we hang out with you on a Tuesday night and see what everybody's up to. And there's lots of you in here already.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'll
Um,
just go through
it's
a few
almost
names
getting to
here.
be so many people to say hello to, but
I know, but still, we'll go through it. I'll go through it quickly.
okay.
Okay, Elaine, Gwen, Mary Jane, Sarah, Margot, Barb, Kathy, Julia, Annette, Sherry, Kathy, Heather, Susie, Glenda, Becky, Jan, Emily, Dawn, Kathy, Janie, um, Nikki, Diane, Kathy. If I've missed anybody, I apologize. I kind of just went through quickly there, but welcome everybody. We're so
That's
glad
right.
that you're here. We look forward to. I actually have a couple of easy projects just playing round and round, so I'm hoping that I actually will get some knitting in, and we
Mm-hmm.
hope you get lots of knitting in.
Yes. And if it's your first time here, welcome. Welcome, everybody. And if you've been here before and you're crazy enough to come back and hang out with us every
Yes, that's
Tuesday,
right.
we
Welcome
are
back.
super appreciative of everything.
Yeah.
So I was quickly reading through the list and seeing what everybody's working on, and you're a busy group of people again tonight. So that's wonderful.
Yep.
Janie is busy binding off her Vertices Unite.
I saw that on
Oh,
Instagram. It looked amazing.
amazing.
But I know
Amazing.
everybody talks about the bind off for that shawl and how long it is. So have fun,
Well,
Janie.
I think she started it last night, so maybe she can
Oh, the
finish it with
bind
us
up?
tonight. Yes. So, and Elizabeth is here from North Carolina, and she is trying socks on an 8-inch circular.
Wow.
We like our small circulars. Speaking of small things, I'll show you what I'm working on. Can you tell what it is?
It's a small thing.
It's a small thing. When it's stretched out, it's going to be one of these things. How cute.
Yeah, cute.
So
Cute, cute,
this is
cute.
to match a sweater and a hat that I finished for baby Kindred, who is now due in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And I thought I was finished the entire set because we talked about it on the podcast that we filmed. And I reached into the bag and
It was,
one came out. So it's a hoe, but it's soon to be a foe. And anyway, that's what I'm working on. What are you working on?
I just started. I don't know if I mentioned before on here, but for Christmas this year, I'm going to do each of my granddaughters a dress. And the pattern is the festival dress by Petite Knits.
Okay.
So I just started this one today. So this is Zoe's because her favorite color is purple. So
I
I
got a
basically
girl
just
who
got
loves purple.
just got the
Love it.
neck bound on, cast on. And then it's going to have this hand spun here is going to be in it it's got like rows of kind of a contrast that look like little baubles. So all of that's going to be in the
That
hand
is
spun.
so pretty. You spun that.
So I did. It was from Stitch Noir Fibers, and that was their Be a Freakin' Unicorn color.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful.
I love the way it looks, like even just on like how my winder.
Yeah, what winder do you have? Mine does not look like that.
Knitter's Pride.
Knitter's
The
Pride.
one that's the wooden one that's got like
that
you
goes
turn it
this,
like
this way?
Yeah.
Okay. Like the ones that we tried that didn't work very well, but yours works fine.
The very first one that I got, remember the very first one of these that I got, I ended up having to send it back because it turned out it wasn't balanced properly, or something happened in shipping with the balance in it.
Okay.
But because they made Ross film me like using it to see why it wouldn't work. Would you remember that one?
Did he say, my wife has been winding this yarn for more years than you could count, and you're wanting to see how she winds yarn?
Anyway, remember the ball I brought the one time that was one of the very first times that we'd ever knit together. Yes. And it was and it took me the whole 2 hours just to untangle that ball of yarn.
And you just were not going to give up on it. Like, I can save it. So Julia says, nice cake. And
thanks.
When we were knitting under the bridge on the weekend, we were talking about that we are not just stash collectors. We are purveyors of a fine yarn collection. We are curating the finest yarn collection. So that's how you could just put that on a shelf and look at that, and it's beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, and it was 150 grams of fiber, so I know there's enough there for all 3 dresses. So I'm just gonna pick a different base color for each one, and then put that in for the contrast. So yeah, I hope they like it. And I mean, the little dress is kind of it's not a really fancy dress, so I think it's a dress that they could actually wear more often. So
okay, Linda's here for the fun of knit. Are you back from PEI? And I watched your last episode. You have me. I was talking about this on the weekend too with the girls under the bridge. I am completely obsessed with the hat that you made, the color and the hat, and I want to make one of those hats because I think it will even look good on my pencil head, which is really looking grand tonight. I had a massage right before this. I have lines on my face that I could see that I don't like. I said I wouldn't do that again, and somehow I got booked again for a Tuesday. So I flew in the house, ran upstairs, brushed my teeth, looked at the lines on my face and said, go with it.
Thinking that everything was organized and you'd already sent the link.
Right? I did all the hard work last night. Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah. Linda is back from PEI. I know when I see all these some of the what am I thinking? Podcasts. And I see where people have been back to PEI. And then we were talking to Vanda on the weekend who had just been out to PEI. And I just miss it so much. I really do.
I know.
So.
Sherry says, it's beautiful spinning. Did she miss something? She thought the baby was a surprise. It is a surprise. So this may look pink on screen, but it's gray with the little rainbow blips. And this is purple. And yes. I gave Kendall and Derek 2 color options. They could either go with the purple or they could pick the teal peacocky blue. They're like the highlighter colors. And they said purple, hands down. So maybe it's coming off as a little pink, but it definitely looks purple. It's called Vibrant Violet. So it's just this is what we're going with because I wanted to get it done just in case.
Oh, it looks good.
Just in case.
Someone had asked what yarn I was using. So the purple yarn is Saisu by Sandin's Garn.
Okay.
So it's basically an 80-20. It feels really nice. And it's actually really cost effective because I thought, when I'm doing them for the girls, they don't fit them for that long to like go out and buy a really expensive yarn to do them in. And you kind of want something that's a little bit more hard wearing. So I just got that at Little Red Mitten. So
the hat that I was talking. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
You go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to say, because someone had asked what yarn it was. This yarn is a BFL.
Okay.
And it was a pleasure to spin. If you are a spinner, check out Stitch Noir. She's got gorgeous fibers.
Okay.
So,
And oh, hi, Joe from the UK. Welcome. Linda said that the hat was easy and quick. And I want to go back now. And the hat pattern, we talked about this on the weekend. Was it called the Harbor hat?
I don't remember because you were talking about that one and I was talking about the Musselburgh hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I said I really liked the construction of the one that Linda did. And I love that color. I absolutely love the color that she did. And I was trying to debate if I could wear that pink or not. I don't have any of that pink down here, but
I love that pink. Which pink? I can't remember. What was the pink?
It was called fuchsia. It was the Malabrigo Rios.
Oh,
and it was called fuchsia.
Yep.
And I was wondering if I could wear that because it was very similar to the shawl that Julia was working on.
Yes, I was going to say that. Yep.
So we were debating if I could wear that color pink. I want to wear that color pink.
I think you could. It's a hat. You go out in the snow. You want to look bright and vibrant. And
well, you wouldn't miss me in the snow with that hat.
So, hi, Shirley. Shirley's here from northern Manitoba.
Oh, hi, Shirley. I haven't seen you in a while.
That's funny how we say we haven't seen you when we actually heard from you.
Well, I did see Shirley on a Zoom meeting. I did see her, right, on a Zoom knit. So there we go. Mary has knit a flax baby sweater in the sisu.
Oh,
now,
okay.
Is it one of those yarns that it's classified as a fingering, but it's more of a sport? Is that the one?
It's classified as a fingering, but it's 175 meters. But like, I'm doing it on. Never know where my camera is. I'm doing it on a 3mm, and I haven't checked my tension yet because why would you do that until you're
why would you do
done?
That?
But I think
that's just crazy
it
talk,
is
Noelle.
A little bit heavier than some fingerings.
Okay.
But I know some people class it as a DK. I wouldn't class it as a DK.
Okay.
So, and I actually think it feels a little bit not quite as heavy as Patton's Croy. So.
Okay. Well, there. Linda says I could so wear that pink. Thank you, Linda. I'm going to try it out. Yep. I watched two of your podcasts while I was down here sewing. I watched the PEI, and then I think I went back one and watched the one that I missed with your mom and your sister. And you were talking about White Rock, and that's one of the places that we always go to. Well, we often visit when we're out to see Kendall. And I was thinking, I wonder if we'll get there this time. So it's kind of cool to see places, that you're used to seeing and used to going. So I might look you up, Linda. Actually, I think you're almost around the corner from where my daughter lives.
Wow. That would be cool.
Yeah. Maybe she could source me out where she got that pink yarn. Because I'm going to have to go get some. I'm sure of it.
Okay. So Mary does agree with me on the sisu. I don't know if it's sisu or sisu or don't know.
I don't know. I've heard it pronounced both ways.
So.
Okay. So Cherie says it is the right pronunciation of her name.
Okay.
I just keep thinking about the song Cherie d'Amour, but I'm sure that you only have heard that a million times in your life too, right? Linda's podcast is called For the Fun of Knits. For the Fun of Knit. For the Fun of Knit. Yes.
Yep.
And it's a lot of fun. She has some great projects on there too. And her mom does some guest appearances, and she's pretty sweet too. So.
Let's go back. Natalie was asking about the dress that I'm doing.
Yeah, do you have a pattern of it?
I'm gonna go just grab my iPad and be right back. Keep talking.
Don't knock anything over.
I didn't, and you know what? I even have my phone on a different stand. So there, I'm touching the screen. Can you tell?
No. There you go. Look at you. You
it only took a year.
Julia, you are so right. If I had a nickel for every time somebody said Kelly, Kelly, Kelly from the Cheers episode, you are so right about that. Mary says sisu. I've heard sisu and saisu.
Okay. I didn't hit anything. I didn't knock anything.
Shh, careful.
Okay.
Does anybody on here do any type of knitting that they bring out for Halloween? I made Halloween socks.
I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Can you see it?
Yes, I love it.
So yeah, so they're each going to have like a different color, and then it'll be the coordinating little stripes, bobble things are going to be in the hand spun.
I would wear that.
I thought I was thinking that I would wear that too. So this is
okay, but Noelle, if you made the largest child size, I'm sure it would fit you. Oh,
Anyways.
Jamie. Oh gosh, Jamie's daughter wants to know if I could say something in French. I'm going to turn red. I'm horrible. My pronunciation is not very good. I'm so sorry. What is your daughter? Which is the oldest daughter's name? Anybody
Janie's.
that's French that's watching this is just going to sit here and listen to me massacre your beautiful language.
Yeah, I love how it sounds, but it never sounds like that when I speak it.
It doesn't sound that same way when I speak it. No, it does not.
No.
So Halloween knitting. Let's go back to that. Shirley's going to try to knit a few pumpkins. I've got my pumpkin behind me. Look at that. I even pointed to the right shoulder on the first try.
Don't have my pumpkins in the kitchen.
That's right. You have a little.
And I didn't make it. My future daughter-in-law made me a really cute crocheted pumpkin that's got a cinnamon stick for the stem.
It is very really cute. Very cute.
Okay, so I have to tell you what happened this week. Remember I told you on Sunday that I was getting called for jury duty?
Yes. Did you get picked?
So no, thank goodness. But anyways, so when we got there, I guess because of COVID, they've got like the way they do it is they have so many people come in at different times. So we had to go sit in this room. Like I had to go at 1:30. We had to go sit in this room. There was like 11 people in the room. And we just sat there and sat there and sat there. And there was like
That's
a security
what happened
guard.
To me.
And all I could think was, what are you people doing that don't have knitting? Because I probably knit like that much of a sock while I was waiting. And I thought I would have been beside myself if I hadn't have had my knitting. Like and just would have been.
Then did they come out and say to you, it's been picked, we don't need you?
Nope. We had to go up. So we had to go up actually into one of the actual courtrooms. Like I think it was the Superior courtroom. Mm-hmm. And then they randomly called 5 numbers. And at this point, they still needed 3 jurors and 2 alternates. Okay, so, but we're sitting there waiting and the judge is going to give us instructions. And guess what happened? My phone went off with that ringtone. I'm like, I could just see Kelly going, Noelle. So then the court reporter goes, just a reminder, can everybody please put their phones on silence?
Did you just like slink down in your seat even lower?
Well, I figured nobody knew who I was. I had a mask on.
Did you do the slouch of shame?
No, I just quickly turned it off. But okay, anyways, the first 5 people whose numbers they drew, they took all of them. And then we got to go. But it was like 4:00, I think, by the time we left. So basically you just sat there the whole time. So
I remember that Mike's phone, probably the most inopportune time, and he swore up and down that he had turned it off. We were at a funeral. And it was a coworker, one of Mike's coworkers, and fantastic guy, and left us all too soon for sure. And their boss was giving the eulogy. And in the middle of this, as he was talking about just some great comments about him, about how he had he always made the timely notes, got the notes in on time, and did all the good parts of the job. And all of a sudden, Mike's phone goes off. And I wanted to crawl underneath the seat. I couldn't believe it happened. And he's like fumbling. He shuts the phone off. And it was, I don't know. You want to say it was really inopportune, but because it was the boss talking and the way he said it, he's like, yeah, Mike, he goes, that's just Lee calling you, telling you to get those notes in, Jeff's waiting on the time cards or something like that. And it was it was sort of, I don't know, it was like a little bit of comic relief, and
Yeah, or just a break in
Lee
the
would have
tension,
loved it.
sort of.
Lee would have
Yeah.
absolutely loved it. But
Yeah.
okay. Well, that
But-
was okay. Carry on.
Well, like I'm just saying, like when your phone goes off like that, don't you find then you're all thumbs like trying to get it off fast? Like normally it wouldn't take you that long to turn it off, but because of that, you're like, I can't find it in my purse, and I'm taking it out, and I can't find the button to turn it off.
You can't turn it off quick enough. It's just,
Exactly.
it won't go away.
So
So that was your story for the week. I didn't tell you. Well, I guess I didn't see you after. Yes, I did. I saw you on Sunday. I didn't tell you what
Yep.
happened on Saturday. Came home from the knitting. It was hot. It was
Oh,
really
yeah.
hot, right?
Yep.
So I ran upstairs, took off what I had on, and I just threw on like a sundress. And I came back downstairs and I was doing some housework. Well, I went to step out onto the back deck and something flew into me and hit my chest, like right here. And it kind of, I felt like it went down. And I had
Oh.
all of my, I had my sweater blocking wires. I was getting ready to put a shawl out, right? And I had them in my hand and I thought it was a bee, a wasp. We have yellow jackets right now. So I thought it was a bee. So I'm like, ah! So I threw the rods and I stepped outside to go out to the garage. Just a minute. Excuse me. Stepped out to go to the garage and I could still feel it in my shirt. So I thought I was going to get stung any second. And I just reached down and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I whipped the dress off, threw it. Right about then, Mike comes walking around the corner. And by now I'm back in the house, but I'm like in a bra and panties. He's like, what are you doing? It was a bee. It was a bee. There was a bee somewhere. I said, can you go get my dress? He was laughing. That dress came off pretty quick.
Yeah. Yep. So, well, Mary Jane says hers went off during church. And it is. That's when you're trying to find it. Everybody's looking at you and they know exactly where the sound's coming from. Now, Lauren says she goes next Thursday for jury duty and she'll definitely bring her knitting. And no, I didn't bring wooden needles. I just had a sock. And I don't know where you are, Lauren, but where we were, there was only the room I was waiting in. There was only like 11 people. And that was yesterday when Instagram was down, Facebook was down. And I thought all these people, and I didn't know it was down at that point, but I wondered, like, they'd be on their phone and then they'd put it away and they'd be on their phone and put it away. Well, you wouldn't be able to get in on any of that stuff because it was all down.
That's right.
So,
it
yep.
was. What was the world doing yesterday? Or was it yesterday?
It
Yesterday
was
or the
yesterday.
day before?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the world
yesterday.
doing yesterday when Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp all went down together?
Yep. So anyway.
I missed a Julia story. She's
Yes,
saying
that's right.
clarification,
That's
the phone
right.
went off, not the dress in church. Okay. Vicky says hers went off in a meditation class. Yeah, that's never good.
But mine is on Do Not Disturb. And I remember before I had it on Do Not Disturb and it still came on. Well, there's a Do Not Disturb that says only when phone's locked. And unless you change that to all the time, it will still come on unless your phone's locked. And it's because we're using it for filming, even putting it on Do Not Disturb, it would still ring if you didn't check that other setting. All these things I'm learning about.
So many new things.
Yeah.
So many new things.
Yeah, we've got a few people who said they're allergic to bees.
Oh, I'm not allergic. I'm just
be.
afraid. I stepped in a wasp nest when I was about 12 years old and got quite a few stings and was chased down the road by them. I had my little brother with me and I'm like running and dragging him, sort of like dragging him. And then my dad came running up the hill, threw his shirt over my brother's head, and we're both running down the road to outrun the wasps. That's kind of a thing you don't get over. It still bothers me and I'm still nervous. And Kim says off like a bride's nightie.
Bride's nightie.
There we go. I'm still nervous and we'll be sitting outside. And if one gets too close or around my hands, and I'm like, I'm a little nervous of it. And Mike is always saying, it's not after you. It doesn't want you. I'm like, well, it looks like it wants me. I don't like it. I just don't like them.
I don't like them, but they don't. I've gotten better. And they have been bad this year. Like the yellow jackets have been out like for quite a while. Like at any time, the minute you bring food out, they're usually there, but they've been even worse this year where you don't even have to have food out and they're still. But
there, I'm not alone. Cherie said she had to strip her pants off once too. A wasp flew up her PJ leg, stinging me. Oh, they're terrible. Yeah. And so she ripped off her pants, front yard. Thank goodness she's in the country. There you go.
Yeah. And Barb says her husband got stung. Yeah. The only time I've only ever gotten stung once, and it flew up under my dress and got me in the leg, and it was when I was pregnant. So like it really swole up, but they figured that the reaction was more just the fact that I was pregnant and it wasn't anaphylactic, like it was just local, but it was just like quite.
Well, I remember
it was painful.
Twice one summer, Kendall got stung from clothes that I had put out on the line, like pants, jeans.
Yep.
And so that's it. I stopped hanging the clothes out.
Yeah.
You can do like a towel or bedding or something. Well, not towels. I like towels in the dryer, but like bedding. I like bedding on the line, and it's nice and fresh and crisp. But yeah, after she got stung, and I remember one time I couldn't get the pants off of her quick enough. She like threw herself down on the bed and she was screaming. Yeah. So it's not, and I think she can react too. She's had some reactions, but yeah, see, Mary doesn't like them either.
No. My kids have been, I think, as far as I know, when my kids were little, only one got stung, and he had a really bad reaction to it. Like he got stung in the lip, and his lip, honestly, it must have been out like about 1.5 inches. So, but again, they said they weren't worried because it wasn't anaphylactic. It was just swelling, but it looked pretty bad. So.
Okay. So we are a knitting podcast.
We
were laughing about this on the weekend, how we stayed really on topic last week. We talked about knitting all week or all hour long. We didn't talk about menopause. We didn't talk about, what was the other thing that we got off topic on?
Funerals.
We didn't talk about funerals. Yep. And we've already brought funerals in tonight. So there you go. We try to stay on topic. We try.
Okay. So back to knitting.
Okay.
I'll show you my sock I was working on in the courthouse.
Okay.
So this is, well, remember I cast it on in the weekend, so I would have something to knit for KnitChat. So there, I do have some of it done.
See, it is a pattern.
Yeah, it is. It looks cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah. So this
will there be another stripe, do you think, down below? Will the next thing be the gray stripe?
Yeah, it'll keep, I think it repeats like the red, because I can see this red is doing the same thing as what this did.
Okay.
So I actually put in my little lifelines because I think I'm going to put in an afterthought heel because I didn't want to break it up.
Right.
And I think I might I'll do the heel either in the cream color or in the gray. I think would look nice.
That's really pretty.
Yeah.
I like it.
So this is, Kelly actually picked this up for us. Which yarn store did you get that at, Kelly?
All Strung Out in Guelph.
Okay. So All Strung Out in Guelph. This is Prolana, and it's called Fjord Socks. The yarn feels amazing. Like I showed it to you on the weekend. Like the yarn feels, I love this yarn for socks. So yeah. So like I said, I was glad I had it because I think I was probably at the start of going to sit and wait. I was probably like at that first marker there, and I've only done a couple of rows on it today. So like all that time, I would have been doing nothing if I hadn't have had my knitting with me.
What would we do without knitting?
I don't know. All I think was those people were looking at me going, boy, I wish I could knit.
Oh, Janie's right. We also have not talked about possums tonight.
We haven't. No, we haven't.
I still want Tracy to make us a possum mascot.
I
just don't have the time.
After Christmas. I might after Christmas.
Okay.
We'll see.
Kathy says she misses the possums. Oh, Kim was stung by a scorpion.
Ooh, we don't even have scorpions around here.
Where's Kim again? Please tell me you're not around here.
Yes, tell us you're not here.
I feel like, is Kim in Australia? Goodness.
Australia has a lot of dangerous things there.
A lot.
Yeah, because I think like can't a scorpion bite be like deadly if you don't get treatment? I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think we have them around here, so I don't really know a lot about them. But I do think they're fairly poisonous. Like it's not just the bite.
It's that tail, right? It's in their tail, isn't it? Is that what the venom is? Like that they have that curly tail at the end. Okay. Oh, I didn't bring it down. I was going to show something else I was knitting on, but I'm fairly confident that I should be able to finish this little sock in our time together tonight.
I thought you were going to finish it on Sunday as soon as we were done podcasting.
Oh, I didn't start it until last night at about 11 o'clock.
Okay.
So,
okay. So Kathy says she's doing hand knitted throws for Christmas gifts and socks as well. Wow.
That's an undertaking.
Mm-hmm. I'm like doing the socks and I'm doing these little dresses for the girls. And I think as far as knitting, that's probably it. But then I do want to do some more tea towels, weave some more tea towels. So I'll have to, oh, okay. So she is an Australian. She says the Aussie scorpions aren't as poisonous. So she said she called the hospital. They said to take paracetamol and just keep an eye on it.
Mary, I did see the test knit baby bib, but I don't think you shared who the test knit is for. Or can you tell me when it will be out? I really liked it. It reminded me, it's sort of like, are you making it out of cotton, I think, too, right? It's sort of like the dishy type cotton, I think. Yeah. Okay. And others are now talking about the Stephen West.
Oh, the shawlography.
Shawlography. Yes.
I think it starts the 8th, I think. Is that Friday? I think the first clue comes out. Like, I love to see it and I love to see what everybody's making, but I can't. Well, first of all, at this time before Christmas, I don't have enough time anyway to do it. And I don't know, is it every year at this time that it comes out?
I feel like it is the same time every year. I've seen a lot of people getting ready for it and choosing yarns, and some of the colors that they've picked are absolutely beautiful. So I will watch it through their eyes and then see if it's a shawl I might want to make. Yeah. I think this year I should make a Stephen West shawl. I've never made one.
Well, like I said, I've only done Boneyard, which really doesn't count because it's a one color cream shawl that I did, and that really doesn't count.
Julia has inspired me. Her shawls are so beautiful.
They are.
She wears the Stephen West shawls so beautifully too. So maybe this is the year. Yes, it's the 12th. It's his 12th mystery cowl, and always in October, Julia says.
Okay. And how long does it go for? Like, I know it's.
Oops.
Does it go almost till Christmas? Like, it just this time of year for me, I'm just doing too many other things to get ready for Christmas that I wouldn't have time. Well, I wouldn't. Okay, first of all, I wouldn't do a mystery shawl. I can't do it. I have to know what I'm knitting.
Shirley says they look
Jamie
big.
says 4 weeks.
Yeah, they are. The shawls are really large, Shirley, but there are several of his patterns that I believe he does 2 sizes. So you have an option of making like a regular size shawl, or you can super Stephen size it and make his big shawl. But they're gorgeous. And I think sometimes the people who have knit one, they want to knit them all.
Yeah.
And I think that they become almost addicted to, I'm not sure how I'm going to explain this in the right words, but sort of in where his mind processes go to create the shawl. Because, and I noticed that too, like as they're doing clues, like you wonder, where is this headed? And then he ties it to the next piece. It's mastery. It's absolute mastery. And they're all so beautiful. They are works of art when they're done.
Yeah, they are.
They look like something you could just hang on a wall as a wall hanging. They're absolutely beautiful. So,
Julia says it's her 3rd. Elizabeth says it's her 4th. Yeah, so
it's a 5 skein shawl in 4 weeks. See, I wouldn't be able to make that. I wouldn't make that deadline. For sure, I would not. That's a lot of knitting.
Yeah.
Janie says, hello, I'm Janie and I'm addicted to Stephen. Yeah. I think that's the way it goes, Janie. If you we have a few friends that are knitters that are Stephen West addicts, and it's true. I think, if you make one of his shawls, you're just addicted to to the
Okay,
shawl.
and Janie says you never use the whole skein, so you don't use all of the skein. So it's not
okay.
It's not going to be like totally a 5 skein shawl, but Shirley says it would take her 4 months, not 4 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, for the mystery one, I would find it hard to pick out colors for a shawl when I didn't know where they were going. Well, I find it hard to pick out colors anyway. I just sometimes just
You
start
don't.
knitting.
If it's pink,
Yes,
it goes.
I know, but then usually I know what I'm knitting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot harder if you don't know what you're knitting.
I know, but look at how well you're doing on your color work
on my
projects. And how many colors have you got going in your test knit that you're working on now? And you put all of that together and it's beautiful.
But I knew what I was knitting. I wasn't putting colors together for something that I didn't know what I was knitting.
Okay.
I don't pick out, when I'm doing something like that though, I don't pick out the colors ahead of time. I'll take a grouping of colors that I think are going to work and then just decide as I go along. I would find it too intimidating to say, this is color 1, this is color 2, this is color 3. So.
Okay. Fair enough. So
anyway,
Sarah said
do you want to see it?
Yes, please. Sarah made the marled mania leggings for her husband. And you're only the second person. Awesome. Yeah, you're the second person that I know that made them. Paige. I don't know. Does anybody on here watch Paige the Framer? From the Frame and Fiber Shop in New Jersey. She made them. And she had so much fun when she was modeling them. They really look great. That's a lot of stamina. That would knit forever. It's like a never ending sock. Okay. Have you done any more since Sunday?
Yep.
Yes, you have.
Yes. So
it's gorgeous. Absolutely Thanks. Gorgeous.
Oh, that's him showing you the wrong side. That's
here.
Right
let me do.
Here.
Let me do this. That's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. I was trying to go the other way. And make you larger. I don't think I can do that.
Anyways, there's gorgeous pattern. So Natalie. And it's so much fun because I'm kind of like some of the motifs repeat. So I'm kind of doing them the same color, but as I went along, I didn't really know what color I was going to use where, other than I knew I wanted my holly to be like traditional holly colors. And I knew I wanted my snowflakes to be white. And I knew I wanted my poinsettias to be red. And then everything else I just kind of filled in. So this dark blue, it's called Cloudberry. It's sort of my main, but I'm just putting it in different places just to kind of balance out where there are dark and light places. So I don't necessarily know exactly what I'm going to go to, but this section I just did, it's kind of neat. I don't know if you can see it because it's at the rolled part.
Okay, hold it the other way. Flip it upside down.
This way? Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
See the little diamond pattern? Yeah. And that was kind of really cool. Fun. So it's got that slow color in the middle.
Yep.
I don't know. And so many of this is pretty much all done in Holst Garn Super Soft. So many of the Super Soft colors just go so well together because they're kind of that heathery shading. And I mean, it's yarn that's made for color work specifically. I think a lot of people do color work with it.
Natalie's on here now. Natalie, do you have a timeline of when you're going to release this pattern? Because I know you said we're okay to show it. You can show off the test, but obviously not the charts. We wouldn't do that. But
no.
Do you have a timeline on when you plan to release it so people would know about this? But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. You're doing a great job, of course.
Thanks. So yeah, Natalie's already done one, like I think she did share that one on Instagram, and now she's doing another one because she's testing her size, right? Okay. Because all the testers kind of have different sizes. So, Natalie said that was her favorite section. It must be that one with the diamonds.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, so pretty.
It's a beautiful pattern in the fact that there are no really long color runs. So there's not really anywhere where you have to worry about either doing the jacquard ladder back or catching your floats. And
yes,
that just makes it a lot easier. And it's a lot easier knitting.
She's great about that though. In all of the patterns that she has, her color work, she's mindful of the longer runs, right?
Yep. So, she says mid-November.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
So you'll have to keep an eye out for that. I'm hoping I'll have mine done by then.
I'm fairly confident you will. Well, you will have to do 2 trips to Sleeve Island, though.
I know. But you know what? Colorwork sleeves I like doing. Like I'm the one that gets stuck on the stockinette stuff. I like all the.
Will you do those sleeves 2 at a time just because of so much color work? No.
I never do sleeves 2 at a time. And the sleeves are different. Each sleeve is different.
Oh, is it? I didn't realize that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So,
because I was thinking other than that, you'd have to sit with the sweater and keep looking back at which colors you used.
Yeah, but that's pretty easy because like basically once I've got this done, sort of like each separate motif, I've sort of got the color set, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I was going to change it up, it would be only on something like a little ribbon or a plain couple of rows are the only things I'd change up. Right. The actual motifs of the evergreen and the poinsettias and holly, I would keep the same.
Yeah. And I guess it's not that hard because if I can look at the monitor and tell you what colors that you've used.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So.
Okay. So Nikki was wondering what the size range is on that sweater. I'll put Natalie's comment up.
She's got it there.
This is Natalie's 28 to 60 something inches. She thinks 68 inches. So it's a really inclusive pattern.
Yes. Yeah. I know. Who knows next year? Maybe I'll have to scale it down and do 3 of those for 3 little girls. Wouldn't that be so cute on them?
It's a lot of work. Not gonna lie. That's a lot of work.
I love doing color work. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks everybody. I'm having a lot of fun knitting it.
How could you not?
It's
every section is a different thing.
It is, and it's amazing when you see like some of the other testers and everybody's color choice. It's amazing how different everybody's can look just based on the colors that you choose.
Right.
So, but yeah. So my other sweaters are waiting for sleeves. While I do this.
You said you have to get something done before you put another one on, though, right?
Well, that's why I cast on the dress because it's not a sweater.
Okay, I'm fairly certain that's cheating.
Well, I have to get these done for Christmas, though.
Okay.
Right?
Fair enough.
If it's knitting for someone else, it doesn't count.
I already forget. Do they have long sleeves or short sleeves?
The dress is long.
Oh. Well.
But they're only little sleeves. They're not, yeah. I'm not too worried. Linda said I should wait till they stop growing before I knit them a kid's sweater like that.
Yeah. Oh, Natalie said that she was actually thinking a kid's version would be cute in that sweater as well.
It would be, Natalie.
Yeah, it would. Really cute.
A cardigan would be nice in it.
Cardigan would be nice.
Yeah.
Cardigan would be really nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you could turn that into a cardigan by steeking it, but
you could. Yeah. And you're using the perfect yarn to steek with too.
That's right.
So there's that as well. So also, I'll pop this up here. This is our hashtag for our knit along, make along that we have going on Ravelry. So this is the hashtag that you can use on Instagram to show us what you're working on. And
I don't know what happened to Kelly there, but that's the hashtag that she's got going across there. That is our Knits and Pieces Fall for Shawls. So that's a cal that we have going on that started on September 1st and it runs to October 31st. So you can knit or crochet or weave. So you're going to do a shawl. And if you do a cowl, you can do a cowl as long as you use 100 grams of yarn. Okay, so there is a thread for it in Ravelry that's already up. There's some gorgeous shawls in there already. We love all of them, and it's so nice to see what everybody's making. So you've still got close to a month left. And on the next podcast that should come out later this week, Kelly and I just did a little tiny blurb on some of the different one skein shawls that we've knit. So a one skein shawl, you should still have time to finish by the end of October. So yeah, so just get your shawls on the needles and we'll have some good prizes for that. So just get your shawls in there. Okay, and then another knit along that we've got going is our sock cal, which the sock cal runs all year. So it started January 1st. You can knit as many pairs of socks as you want. They are adult pairs, but I think last week we added if you wanted to do kids, you could do them, but you would have to do like 3 pairs of kids socks. So put those in there's a thread and Ravelry for those. And with those, every month we draw 2 prizes. One is a pattern prize that's generously donated by Natalie, and her sock patterns are gorgeous. And the other prize is usually a yarn prize. So what we do when we draw the prizes, we actually go back to the beginning of the year. So everything from January up until the end of the month that we're working on, everything up until that point gets included when we draw for the prizes. So even if you have only knit 1 pair back in January, if you haven't won yet, you've got a chance right up to the end of the year to knit something or to win something with that pair of socks. So the more pairs of socks you get in there, the more chances you have to win. And I think there's close to 1,100 pairs of socks in there now. They're gorgeous. Like everybody's socks are beautiful. And I'm thinking we should see probably even more now because we're getting into, well, cooler weather for one thing. And I think a lot of people do knit socks for gifts because they make an excellent gift. Great project to take with you wherever you're going. You know, if you have jury duty, you can take a sock with you and knit it while you're waiting. Anywhere that you have to wait, really. Like if you've got doctor's appointments, you're waiting for kids somewhere. I don't know. There's not too many places that I think that you really can't take a pair of socks to work on. So anyways, Natalie, I would love it if you would come out with a kid's version for the sweater. So I would be all over making that. And Kathy, you've got 2 more sweaters on Sleeve Island. Have I finished one? I finished the sweater. I think I'm not sure I was finished last week. I had finished the Weekender sweater for Little Red Mitten. And then I started the one from Natalie. And so, no, I didn't work on any sleeves. So I really do have to get on that because I've got a couple of sweaters that won't take too much to finish them up. My Moinier sweater that I was working on last week in the Barocco, what is it? The remix. So that one pretty much I'm done the body of the sweater and it's waiting for sleeves. But I will get on that because they're worsted weight and it really, I could finish up the sleeves in a couple of days if I just took it out. So I will get that one done. Oh, Julia. Yeah, that's right, Julia. I was saying we've got almost 1,100 pairs of socks in the.
There's more than 1,100.
Is there more now?
There was over
so Julia,
1,100 at the end of September. So.
Yep.
So. Well, that was a new kind of problem.
Oh, Tracy said that she saw that Christy Archer Designs is putting out a series of one skein shawls. So if you're looking for something to do for, well, like I said, because you can do a one skein shawl in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Oh, and Natalie said yes, because I was saying that I'm thinking that the number of socks might even increase because this is the time of year everybody knits them. Lots of people do them for gifts. And Natalie said it's also Socktober right now.
It is.
I guess I did know that, but I just I knit socks all the time, so I didn't really think about it.
Every month is Socktober for us.
That's right.
Although I haven't finished any in a while. I'm running behind too.
I haven't even got Ross to pick out my Lucky Dip one yet this month. And we're already on what? Is this the 5th today?
The 5th. That's okay. He can wait all the way up till about, the 27th.
Anyway, I have other things. I have other things that are keeping me interested. So, but I will get them done.
Yeah.
So what happened? That was a new one. I didn't see the waiting for IV
disconnected. I don't know what that was all about. It didn't seem to be an internet connection. I have a new phone.
Okay.
So I was sort of wondering if there could be. We're pretty close to, from when I signed on, we're pretty close to an hour. So I was wondering if there was like a setting that it will only run for an hour. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that. I was a little bit nervous actually tonight about using new equipment, but
Well, you have new equipment. We have new internet because we switched to the Bell fiber, whatever it is.
the fiber,
I don't
yes,
know. The
yes,
fiber optic.
yeah. But I didn't lose. I know it wasn't internet that time. It totally was the camera because I could still hear everything you said
Yes.
while I was gone. So you're lucky that you weren't talking about me because I would have heard
I
it.
would never talk about you, Kelly. I know it's hard. I know the honeymoon's over, but
Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
and Kelly, we've spent so much of this first year apart.
No, that's why the relationship has worked. Oh my. Yeah.
Oh well. Oh, Linda's leaving. Bye, Linda. Talk next week.
Bye, Linda.
And Amanda says she finished the violet waffles hat that she was making. She's now going to do a gingerbread icing hat. That's, I think for once the shawl cal's over, maybe we should do like a winter accessories cal.
Yes. Yes, we
That
should.
way it could be mittens, hats.
Mm-hmm.
No socks though, because we already have a sock one. But that might be an idea.
Here's Janie's latest update. Let's show
Okay.
this on the screen. This is where she's at. This is the countdown. I-cord bind off, 200 stitches in 45 minutes.
864 stitches to do an I-cord bind up on.
Oh my goodness.
I know, but that I-cord bind up looks so nice.
Well,
then it's worth it. And then Julia says, just keep knitting, just keep knitting.
564 to go. Well, there you go. Like if you keep knitting on this all evening tonight, Janie, you'll be done. You can go to bed by midnight and it'll be done.
Okay, good night, Glenda. Glenda said it's 50 after midnight.
50 after
She's
midnight.
in the UK. That's late. I would be going to bed. It was funny because when we were talking on the weekend, what time did you say you went to bed at the one night? Like
2:30, and you got up at 5.
I think I got up at 5. So yesterday I got up at 4:30. I was so worried about going for the jury duty thing that I couldn't sleep. I couldn't even sleep till 5.
So you got up and knit to calm your nerves.
I did.
Just so you could go to the courthouse and sit and knit for a couple of more hours.
That's right. But I was so tired last night though after.
Carol has a question. She's wondering about restrictions on the type of knitting needles when we're flying. Okay, this has come up before, Carol, and we have everybody has a different story about that. I've not ever found anywhere on a website that actually says you cannot take knitting needles. So generally I usually just travel with socks that I'm knitting. And so it would typically, like, these are 2 16 inches. I've traveled with these. I've traveled with 9-inch circulars. I probably have taken larger projects. I'm sure I've taken a shawl or 2 once in a while, but honestly, I just find socks are easier. I have never had my needles taken, but I know lots of people who have. So I don't know what the answer
I don't
would be to that.
I have not ever had anything taken, but again, we know people who have. So I think it's sort of at the discretion of. So I think
who's questioning you.
So I usually don't put them on expensive needles. Like I usually, just in case, because I don't want my needles to get. So usually, I mean, I've never had it taken, but a lot of times I just use the Licca needles because they're not incredibly expensive. They're not part of my interchangeable set. So I'm not worried about losing the tips of them, and they're wood. So I usually take those just in case. And I mean, I would take my knitting off the needles if I had to get rid of the needles and just take the knitting back. But hopefully you won't run into that.
Mm-hmm.
So Natalie, I read this one comment. Natalie wanted to know if supers would count as a winter accessory. I'm like, what the heck are supers? But then she corrected later on, it's slippers. Anyways, yes, Natalie, slippers would count.
Yes, so, absolutely.
Supers, I don't know.
Supers, I know what those are. That's the soup bowl cozies you make.
Well, I was thinking that's what it was. But
Yeah. So, so that's our answer, Carol. It's kind of a non-answer. Where are you? A better question would be, where are you flying to? Let us know.
Mhm.
That's exciting. I also
Yeah,
don't.
and I do believe a lot of places do recommend wood needles because honestly, wood needles and especially sock wooden needles, they're going to break when you stick them into anything, right? I mean, I break
Yeah.
those without even trying to break them.
Yes. Exactly.
So
So also when we
Kathy said that Natalie needs to design some supers.
some supers. Yeah, like it could be, the thing that wraps around big mugs, right? Like cozy mugs. Just keep your soup warm.
Yep.
Uh, when we travel, we usually, so I just have my purse, and usually my husband carries a backpack, and that's kind of our carry on goodies for the plane. So usually the knitting bag ends up in the backpack. And I do know that more times than not, his gets flagged to go and have another look through. So he'll have to go over to the counter, and they always end up pulling out one of these, and it'll be my
Oh.
knitting bag. And then he'll say, yeah, those are my wife's knitting needles. And they'll look in there, but they've never taken anything.
See, like
So
I have mine in my
yeah,
backpack because I have a backpack, and they have never once pulled it out and looked at it. So that's what I mean. There's no consistency as far as like
you
what to
do.
expect.
I don't have them down here. I know I don't. Um, you do want to be cautious about what's in your notions pouch, though. I
Yes.
think
Yep.
make sure that you've got
Scissors.
some scissors. And I know, and I'm trying to think of the brand. I'm trying to see if Fiskars. Fiskars makes a little pair that I like to travel with on the plane. I'll try to remember to bring them down, but the handle flips apart and
Fold
then they
down. Yep.
fold into one another, so that all you see, it looks like almost like a little pair of eyeglasses. But then you pull it apart and it's just teeny tiny, and they're marketed in such a way that they're airport safe scissors. So there's that.
Sarah says, I guess I just don't look like a terrorist. Not
No.
really sure what damage I'm going to do with those wooden needles.
Okay, plus the fact that she's under 5 feet tall.
I'm actually, well, yeah, I'm a little tiny bit under 5 feet tall. In my mind, I'm a lot taller.
You're tiny but mighty. We all know that.
I know. I'm just
Yes.
waiting to see how long it takes before my granddaughters are taller than me.
Probably not very long.
I know.
Oh, Shirley pointed out. That's right. Shirley, Red Heart makes a little necklace charm. That's a yarn
A
snip
little
as
split.
well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And I missed a comment because I just saw something about travel. I think that's where Carol's going. She's going to take DPs in the carry-on and then other ones in her luggage. She's going to Winnipeg, Maple Ridge, BC. Family visits. How nice is that? How nice.
So Julia says she's traveled with interchangeable needles with no needles attached. She puts stoppers and then she puts the needles in a pencil case and then reattaches them after security.
Oh, she's in stealth mode. She's traveling in stealth mode. You could just kind of tuck them in a bra. I mean, they're not going to grab those because lots of people would have an underwire in their bra. I don't know. I think the best course of action is just say what you're up to. I'm a knitter. And
well, yeah, and especially
can you say
like someone,
that you could say that you have anxiety and knitting calms you down? I would cry my way out of that. I would totally cry my way out of that if I needed to.
I would be like, I would say like, I am more dangerous on this plane without knitting needles. So
yes, I have anxiety about flying, and this is what I do to
that's
calm
right.
me down. So,
yeah.
but I think for the most part, I don't think it's a concern. And the last time I flew, I mentioned this on here before, I know, but the last time I flew, the flight attendant was watching me knit, and he said he loves it when people knit on the plane. He said it makes everybody around them feel calmer.
Mm-hmm. So you mean I calmed down that whole jury room?
Needles in her hair bun. Yeah, Becky, that's not a good idea for me because I lost a cable needle in that hair one time. I was on the plane and I was making some socks And it must have been a little bit more of an intricate cable. So I thought I couldn't do it without the cable needle. So, it's not like you have a table that you wanted to put anything on the airplane. So I just like tucked it in my bun thinking that'd be easy to find. I couldn't find it. I'm looking for it later. I'm like poking around. I kept grabbing bobby pins and things, but I couldn't find the cable needle. And I thought people were going to start to look at me strange, wonder what I was digging around up there for. Maybe that would make people nervous. Lady's digging around in her hair. She's got something in there. Yeah. Julia says, not in the bra. That's a concealed weapon.
My bra wouldn't be big enough to hold my knitting needles.
Oh, there's Jose. I saw on a podcast too, Jose was a big yarn winner. I'm assuming it's the same Jose. It was Jose Jean-Pierre. So I'm assuming that's who it was. And I'm trying to think, what podcast was that on?
Was it on Linda's?
I don't know. Was it?
I think it might have been, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
Josie,
when she announced that that's who the winner was, I'm like, I know her.
I agree, Jose. 8-hour flight without needles is not a good idea.
No.
Because I cannot sleep on a plane.
Oh, I can sleep fine on the plane. Ask my husband, because he can stay awake all the time and watch me sleep on the plane and be irritated about it. So yes, it was Linda's podcast.
Okay.
Oh, and Janie said that she got
her prize
yesterday. Did you get both of them? I shipped them separately, Janie. Did you get both packages? I had to ship separately. It worked out better that way. What else we got?
So there was some people asking back here if anybody's going to Woolstock. I can't get used to calling it Woolstock and not Woodstock. It's always going to be Woodstock to me.
I think Woolstock's a cool name, though. I like it.
Well, I do think Woolstock's a cool name, but that's just not what I think of it as.
Anyway. I like it. I will be.
You won't be here.
I will not be here. I'm flying that day. I'm BC bound, and so I will not be. And I can't speak for.
I'm not. I haven't totally decided yet. I would love to go, but one part of me looks at the room upstairs and all the yarn that I bought in the last little while that I still have to put away. And I can tell you right now, I know I don't have the willpower to go and not buy. So I know that. I'm not even going to say that I could try because it won't work. So I don't know. Just keep talking, Kelly.
Well, can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I just can't see.
Good thing you didn't hear that string of curses that I flew off the last time.
No, you went. Oh no, I don't know what happened last time.
I don't know what's going on.
I didn't hear you talking.
Seriously, I just get one problem solved and then we get another problem.
Yeah, Marianne, I'm so glad that you're going to come. I hope when you come here to visit Dawn that we get a chance to meet. So maybe we'll have some nice weather and we'll get a chance to go knit down under the bridge. That would be awesome. So, and people are asking this coming weekend, for anybody that doesn't know, is the Canadian Thanksgiving. So yeah, people are kind of talking about what some of their plans are. I know last year we really couldn't do a whole lot because of the pandemic. I think last year, though, it was a pretty nice day on Thanksgiving. So we did have some of our family over for like a backyard visit. But this year we are having family over. So it'll be the little granddaughters are going to be here. And both my mom and Ross's dad, who are 87 and 92, are going to be here because they don't get a whole lot of chance to see the girls. So we're looking forward to that. I have a lot of cooking to do between now and then, but I think I'm going to try to get as much as I can done ahead of time so that on the day, and we'll have everybody on the Sunday, I'm going to try and get as much as I can done ahead of time so that I actually have time to enjoy everybody being there. So Sarah, no Thanksgiving plans. Your family must still be away, because I think on the last one you said that your son and your husband had gone to Japan. And Janie, you're casting on your Stephen West. I think a lot of people are casting on the Stephen West this weekend. Oh, Josie, in Quebec, you're in the worst lockdown. I didn't actually think that Quebec was still in a lockdown. But I guess it depends different areas, right?
Well, and New Brunswick headed back into a lockdown today too.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. They're calling it a circuit breaker. So they said that hopefully it's just going to be short term. So yeah. No lockdowns in BC, people, until I get there. And then no lockdowns in Ontario so I can get back.
Right.
So, okay.
Okay, so Jamie says that they were in a lockdown, but they're not anymore. So I think it depends on, it's not a total, like in some of the bigger provinces, it's not a total province lockdown. It might just be individual areas. So.
There, yeah, Sarah says they're just going to take the day off.
Oh, Marianne's coming to visit John. So hopefully there'll be a nice day and then we can get out and knit under the bridge.
Is that this weekend?
I think so.
Yeah,
Marianne, when is it? Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah. I hope it's nice. Yeah, I want to go. That's probably going to be my last. That's probably going to be my last day under the bridge because the next week is the day that we head, and that's also Woolstock. And then by the time I get home at the end of October,
the weather's not going to be
fairly certain it's going to be too cold to be knitting under the bridge, no matter what we're wearing. But last Saturday was amazing. So yeah, this might be my last Saturday. Yeah. So hopefully we can go. Hopefully it's good weather.
Well, like I said, even for all of us, it might be because the one after is Woolstock. And then again, after that, you're getting towards the end of October. So.
Julia says that she thinks I would like a lockdown once I was in BC so I'd have more time to sniff that baby. Well, here's the thing, Julia. The people here where I work might start to miss me, especially when their paychecks aren't rolling out.
Yeah, they might not like that.
They may not like that. So Tracy's headed to Toronto to visit her oldest son.
I think
Tracy, who's cooking this weekend? I look forward to your feed of some sumptuous feast. And if you're away, who's going to do all the cooking? One more row.
She said I didn't even get her first time going to his place.
Yeah.
And Marianne said it's Woodstock weekend that she's here. So she comes Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so we may not be able to get out. Well, you never know. Maybe it might be nice one evening. Although it gets dark so fast now.
Yeah. Well, if you go earlier or like a late afternoon or something, right?
Yep.
But
we'll have to figure it out. Yeah, because you could go around 4:00 and just knit for an hour and a half or so.
Yeah. But I still hope it's nice on Saturday because I still want to go knit under the bridge.
Yes.
I really enjoy that. It's so beautiful down there. And this past weekend we had a little bit of nice music down there too.
And we went and had some nice tacos after.
Yeah, we had a great little treat after. We went to the Mexican restaurant in Point Edward, Los Puntos, and we had tacos that were delicious, super delicious.
Oh, Jamie says her daughter Alexa wishes you a bonne nuit.
Oh yes, bonne nuit, Alexa. Do you have the device in your house?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Oh, see, I shouldn't have said that because now I have Alexa down here. And she says Alexa, she didn't understand what I was saying because she's down here in my sewing room. She goes, I'm sorry, I didn't understand French? That. I think you have to set her to French.
Or do you? Okay.
Because she didn't, or maybe my pronunciation was just so poor she didn't understand it. But she said she didn't know what I was saying. So, yeah, I often think, but you can change the name of them too. They don't have to be that name. So I guess in Janie's house, if they have one, they would have to change it.
Shirley says we have to take over a coffee shop. I just don't know if I'm ready to do that yet.
Well, okay. Here's the thing, Noelle. If you're ready, you're considering going to Woolstock, sorry.
Okay, but I'm going to have a mask on the whole time. When we go to a coffee shop to knit, you're not going to have a mask on. You're going to be drinking coffee. Like we can't go into a coffee shop with masks on and say, we're not eating or drinking anything. We're just here to knit.
Oh, Janie says she has both devices in her house. Nightmare, total nightmare. I bet it is. I bet it is. Well, okay. So yeah, I guess we will have to move to a coffee shop. You're right. I don't know. I don't know which one we'd go to. We had a coffee
I don't
shop that
know.
we used to go to. I don't know. Would we go back to that one? It was pretty open.
Yeah, I like that. It was. And I guess if it was spread out enough, it just, you know what? It's sort of like, it's like the first time you do something, it's hard to get in and do it. But then, like, even the very first time I went to a patio was like, I don't know. And then once you've done it, it's like, okay, maybe I can do that.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. I just wish it was over.
Yeah. Oh, Natalie said that her son went to the Bare Naked Ladies and he said it was amazing. Oh, yeah. I'm kind of regretting that I didn't go down to hear Friday night, the Glorious Sons. Been listening to them all weekend on Spotify just because I kind of got in a groove with it. And then I'm thinking, oh, they were right here and I didn't go.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad, but
it was
well.
it was limited tickets. So I don't
I
know
know,
how
but I
difficult
wouldn't
it
have
was
wanted to
get
be
tickets.
in the
Oh, you
concert
mean
where
like
all the
just
people,
sit like kind of
I
where
would
we
want to
were.
tuck myself off on a side street or something.
Yeah,
Not that
yeah.
I want to hear the music without paying, but I just wouldn't want to be that close to that many people. So yeah. And you're right, Julia. It is. There's so many decisions to socialize because Julie and I were talking about that on the weekend. She said, you know, like me personally, like I'm going through an airport. I'm going to be getting on a plane. And I said, but the reason for me to do those things said I have to do it. Like I want to see my daughter that badly. I want to see my grandchild that badly, that's the choices I'll make. But I'm still super cautious about everything else. But right now I'm in panic mode because I can't let anything jeopardize that. So yeah.
It's just hard decisions to make, and everybody's comfort level is different.
Yeah.
So
just do your best, everybody. That's all we can say, right? Marianne is saying that Winnipeg is keeping the patios open all winter. They better have some good heaters. My goodness, Marianne, people are going to lose ears this winter. Winnipeg is cold.
I was going to say, if they can do it in Winnipeg, I'm pretty sure they can do it in Sarnia.
Oh my gosh. Winnipeg is so cold. I don't think I would have any desire to be sitting outside in Winnipeg on a patio. I don't know what they'd have to serve me. Rocket fuel or something. I don't know. Okay.
Anyway. So Natalie says her son bought his ticket the day before and they weren't even sold out. Wow. Yeah. Well, I think that's because everybody's just not sure about things.
Right. Yeah. This was our first outdoor sort of event again in Sarnia. Yeah. So
Josie says for all the outdoor patios, they're just going to have to knit a lot of hot hats and blankets.
Gosh, there's nothing keep you warm in Winnipeg. Nothing. I don't care what they have out there. It's just cold.
Yeah, Barb, you're right. Food would not stay warm too long. And I agree with Tracy. We'd need tequila.
Yes, you'd need something. Anyway.
Oh, Jamie's doing her final I-cord update. 100 more stitches off, 464 to go, but not tonight.
Okay, she needs some socks. All right, we'll let you off the hook tonight, Janie, but fully expect by tomorrow night we see a full post on that shawl. It's beautiful too. I love your colors. Love your colors.
Yeah.
So
now Cheryl says they've been at dog shows and cheer competitions and they just mask and distance. And I mean, I think the masking and the distancing is going to go on for a long time. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm just not sure how they're going to distance people at Woolstock. Like, I don't know if anything's come out yet saying as far as how many tickets are going to sell or how many people are going to be in at once.
I don't know.
Not sure how things went with Knit City in Vancouver. You said you saw some pictures and it didn't look like things were very
well. It
crowded.
didn't, but then I saw another where they did sort of like a little time lapse video of when they opened the doors, and there were a lot of people coming through those doors.
But if they do time lapse, though, is that like, do they speed that up so it's just showing all the people that came in, or would they be like, you don't know, right? Or is that all the people at the same time?
I feel like it was probably fairly full. I don't know.
Okay.
Hard to say, right? So I don't know. But anyway, we are at an hour and 14 minutes. So we probably should wrap it up. I
Yep.
have finished my little sock, except for
Yay.
two
Binding
little
off.
rows to decrease stitches, and I will have a completed little sock, and then that's that whole little set ready and done. So
Are you
arrows on
mailing
the
that
floor.
out? Are
I
you
am.
mailing that out beforehand?
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm getting a package ready. I don't know if I'll get it done tonight. The package maybe tomorrow night, and then I'll get it FedExed out to her because I have a bundle of things to go. So anyway, that's that. So it's been fun.
It has been.
It's been a
And
good night.
You might still be here next week.
I might
And you
still be
might
here
not.
next week. Yeah. Well, I'm planning to
I know
still
your
be here.
date. I know your date for flying is the 15th, but everything's not cut in stone with babies. So
Nope. Stay tuned to Instagram. There'll be a late last minute post if something goes awry and I can't be here next week. But other than that, we will be back for sure. And I'm doing some final editing tonight, hopefully on the podcast.
yes, and I'm
it's a good
doing my show
episode.
notes.
And you're
Show
doing the
notes
shoe
tonight.
notes.
Yeah.
So
the
we're
shoe
hoping
notes.
that our it's really be a really big shoe, everybody. We're hoping that the podcast, or I'm hoping, because I guess that's on me, that the podcast is up on Thursday.
Okay, so I have till Thursday. Okay, I'll do the notes tomorrow.
Yeah. So we were back together, filming together. So hopefully,
and it was strange. Like we're like,
it was like felt
awkward.
a little awkward.
No.
And it shouldn't, but it was
it's like, who are you?
I know, right? Yeah, no, it was good. It was really good.
It was
good.
It's
a good episode. There's lots of content on there, and a giveaway to help celebrate our 1-year podiversary. So, okay. Anyway, have a wonderful evening. Have a safe evening.
Take care, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Don't eat too much turkey. Save up for that. Take a nap after.
Yeah.
Oh, what is the event called again? Sorry. Last thing before we go. What is the event called again?
I think she's talking about Woolstock.
Woolstock. And it's not in Woodstock this year. It's in Paris, Ontario.
Yep.
So, okay. All right, everybody.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Take care. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.